Chapter 7, Using the FDOT Driveway Block. In this chapter, you will learn how to create a driveway corridor model using the FDOT Driveway Block. In this chapter, you'll learn about reviewing reference data, creating data shortcuts, creating a driveway layout using the FDOT Driveway Block, creating feature lines from driveway layout lines, create planner profile views, create driveway assembly, create a driveway corridor model. Then you'll add targets to the driveway corridor model, create a corridor surface from the SR61 driveway left corridor, then use the object viewer to display the corridor model SR61 driveway left, and then finally you will review the results. Before beginning this chapter, run the Chapter 7 22049555201.exe file to restore all the files in the C Civil 3D 2019 project folder. Select the file, right-click, choose Extract All, choose the Browse option. Select the Civil 3D 2019 project folder, choose the Select Folder option, and then Extract. Replace the files in this destination when prompted. Exercise 7.1. Create the MOD LRD04 file. In this exercise, you will create the MOD LRD04 file that is used to create a driveway corridor model using the FDOT driveway block. From the Select File dialog box, go to the Application pull-down menu, choose Open, browse to the Civil 3D 2019 project folder, select the project 22095555201, go down to the roadway folder. Next, select the Open 7.1 Create Driveway Start DWG. Select Open. Next, go to the Application menu after the drawings open. Go to the Application pull-down menu and then choose Save As. Change the file name to MOD LRD04. Then click Save. Next, associate the drawing file to the project. From the Toolspace menu, select Data Shortcuts, right-click, and choose Associate Project to Current Drawing. Verify that you have the right working folder selected and you have the right project selected, and then click OK. MOD LRD04.dwg is now associated to the project. Next, restore a custom view, SR61 and US 98 intersection using the view controls. And then save your file before continuing. Exercise 7.2. Insert driveway block. In this exercise, you will insert the FDOT dynamic driveway block from the FDOT Civil Blocks tool palette group. On the Home tab, under the Palettes panel, select the tool palettes icon. This will launch the tool palettes icon, or the tool palettes. Right-click on the tool palettes menu bar and choose FDOT Civil Blocks. The FDOT Civil Blocks tab should be selected from the Tool Palettes FDOT option. Next, use the zoom and pan commands and hover over the miscellaneous alignment. Zoom around station 702. Next, select the driveway block from the tool palette. On the left side of the edge of travelway, along State Road 61 alignment parallel to Station 702, pick to place the driveway block when it is positioned with the ramp pointing away from the travel line. You may have to do this step a couple times. Let me do it one more time. I'm going to pick 702. If you can't get it to mirror the correct way, select the block and then choose the mirror grip to have it switch sides. With the driveway block selected that you just placed, select the single triangle grip located near the center of the driveway block with the line above it. From the list, choose the G15 driveway type. With the driveway block still selected, select the triangle grip located below the driveway block with the line above it. Select the corridor modeling option to change the block display to the minimum geometry needed for corridor modeling targeting. With the driveway block still selected, type explode at the command line and then press enter. The result is lines on the driveway layer. Next, save your file before continuing. Exercise 7.3, Driveway Slab Subassembly Help. In this exercise, you will access the driveway slab subassembly help files to learn about the targets that are required for the driveway corridor model. Right-click on the tool palette's menu bar and choose FDOT subassemblies. Next, select the FDOT Urban tab to switch over to the subassembly with the driveway slabs on it. Right-click the FDOT Driveway Slab 1 subassembly to access the help file. If the FDOT driveway is not already selected, you can expand the Urban FDOT subassembly reference help documentation and then select the FDOT driveway from there. Next, review the diagram showing the 3 driveway slabs. 1, 2, 3. Next, scroll down to target parameters and write down the name of the offset targets. Slab 1 back, slab 2 back, slab 3 trigger line. You will use these names for feature lines created in another step later. Review the definition and perimeter requirements for the FDOT driveway. Slab 1 will always be the first slab placed and is always present if there is a driveway being modeled. Slab 2 will only be needed if the driveway crosses the sidewalk. Slab 3 is used to tie the new driveway to existing ground or as close as possible with the design restrictions. The user can restrict the length of slab 3 by using the tolerance parameter. For target parameters, slab 1 back is used as an offset and elevation target line and is required in order to model your basic FDOT driveway. The drop curb trigger line is needed only where and when there is a full drop curb to be modeled. Slab 2 back is used as an offset and elevation target line and should be drawn to be coincident with the back of sidewalk line. This is because it will represent where the slab 2 structure aligns with the back of sidewalk in the model. This line may also be used as a slab 3 trigger line. Slab 3 trigger line is used as a trigger and offset and elevation are not important. The presence of this line causes the slab 3 structure to be modeled in your corridor. This line may be a shared target line with the slab 2 back targeting. Click on the X on the top right hand corner to close out the help documentation. Exercise 7.4. Use the join command to connect the individual line segments. In this exercise, you will use the join command to connect the individual line segments to create when the driveway block was exploded. So from the Home tab, under the Modify panel, select the join command. Select the 5 lines that represent the slab 1 back, and then press enter. At the command line, you should see a message that says 5 objects converted into 1 polyline. Hover over the polyline you just created to display the tooltips. Next, save your file before continuing. Exercise 7.5. Create data shortcut references to the surface, corridor SR61 and US 98 surface top. In this exercise, you will create data shortcut references to the surface, corridor SR61 and US 98 surface top that you created in the prior chapter. From the tool space on the Prospector tab, go to the Data Shortcuts, expand Surfaces, and then select corridor SR61 and US 98 surface top. Right-click and choose Create Reference. In the Create Reference dialog box, set the following values. Leave the name to corridor SR61 and US 98 surface top, and for the surface style should say Border Proposed Blue. Next, click OK to create the surface reference. This also closes the reference dialog box. Review the surface in the Model MOD LRD04 drawing from Tool Space on the Prospector tab. Next, restore a custom view SR61 and US 98 intersection using the view controls. Hover over the data reference surface to display the tooltips. And then save your file before continuing. Exercise 7.6. Create feature lines from the driveway lines. In this exercise, you will create feature lines from the lines and polylines created from exploding of the driveway block. Step 1. Using feature lines for corridor targeting enables you to see the name of the feature line in the dialog after selecting it in the drawing. This reduces confusion and helps to avoid mistakes. The geometry for 4 corridor modeling targets creating the driveway blocks are the curb drop trigger, the slab 1 back, and the slab 2 back, or the slab 3 trigger, usually representing by the same object. As referenced above, you can see that the geometry for the corridor modeling targets that are created by the driveway block require the drop curb trigger, the slab 1 back, and the slab 2/slab 3 trigger, which is usually represented by the same object. So next, zoom in to where we placed our FDOT driveway block. Next, from the Home tab, under the Create Design panel, select the Feature Line pull-down menu and choose Create Feature Line from Objects. Select the two lines and the one polyline representing the drop curb trigger, slab 1 back and slab 2 back, and then press enter to continue. From the Create Features line dialog box, set the following values. Set site to Site 1. Put a checkbox in the box value to enable name and style. Set the name to driveway slab. Set the style to FDOT driveway. Set conversion options to check erase existing entities, and then check assign elevations, and then click OK to continue. From the assign elevations dialog box, set the following values for options. Choose set from surface, and then select the corridor SR61 and US 98 surface top from the drop-down menu. Uncheck the box next to Insert Intermediate Grade Break Points. Then click OK to continue. The command line then displays that 3 feature lines were added to Site 1. Hover over the feature lines created in the drawing to display the tooltips. Feature line driveway slab 1, feature line driveway slab 2, and then feature line driveway slab 3. Duplicate names are not allowed when naming your feature lines. The next counter follows the order in which you selected the objects. Group objects for a specific driveway are in the same site, such as Site 1. Design elevations are assigned to each vertex from the reference corridor and model surface. Finally, save your file before continuing. Exercise 7.7. Edit the names of the feature lines. In this exercise, you will edit the names of the feature lines in the prospector to correct errors and match the target's names you wrote down in the prior steps. The name for the feature lines that you wrote down was slab 1 back, slab 2 back, slab 3 trigger, and drop curb trigger. From the tool space on the Prospector tab, expand sites. Expand Site 1, and then select the feature line to display the individual feature lines in the lower pane of the prospector. Right-click Drive 1 Slab 1 and choose Select. The driveway Slab 1 feature line is highlighted in the drawing. Repeat this process for the driveway Slab 2 and driveway Slab 3 feature lines. Press Escape to deselect the objects. Click the feature line name in the Prospector tab and then select it again to edit the name. The feature line positioned along the flow line of the curb should be named Drop Curb Trigger. Press Enter to accept the name. Rename the feature line to Slab 1 back and Slab 2 respectively. Next, hover over the drop curve trigger feature line to display the tooltip to verify that you have the correct name. And then repeat the process for slab 1 back and slab 2 back feature lines. When you're done, save your file before continuing. So what have you learned about feature line naming? Use this review and renaming process as a quality check to help eliminate errors. Interaction between the drawing editor and the prospector helps you assign the correct names to the appropriate objects. Use names of the targets you wrote down in the previous steps. Exercise 7.8. Review driveway corridor model parts. In this exercise, you will review the required model parts that you need to create the driveway corridor model from. To build the driveway corridor model, you will need the following. You will need an alignment profile, and an assembly. From the tool space on the Prospector tab, expand Alignments and Miscellaneous Alignments. Right-click on Alignment, Pavement Asphalt Left, and choose Select. The Alignment Pavement Asphalt Left is displayed in the drawing editor. The Alignment Pavement Asphalt Left will be used as a baseline for the driveway corridor model. Next, from the tool space on the Prospector tab, expand Alignments, Miscellaneous Alignments, and Pavement Asphalt Left. Click on the plus symbol next to the name. Notice that a profile for this alignment has not yet been created. You will create the required profile for the alignment in the later exercise. Next, from the tool space on the Prospector tab, expand Alignments. Don't expand Alignments, expand Assemblies. And notice that no assemblies have been created in this drawing. You will create assemblies in the driveway corridor model in a later exercise. Exercise 7.9. Create profile from a surface for driveway model corridor left. In this exercise, you will create a design profile for driveway model corridor left using the alignment, pavement asphalt left, and the surface corridor SR61 and US 98 top surface. So the first step is to go to the Home tab and then go to the Create Design panel. Select Profile and then select Create Surface Profile command. From the Create Profile from Surface dialog box, set the following values. Set the alignment to Pavement Asphalt Left from the pull-down menu. Then select Corridor SR61 and US Surface Top. Next, click the Add button to add it to the profile list. And then click OK to continue and close the Create Profile from Surface dialog box. From the Event Viewer tool palette, select Action and clear all events. Then click the green checkbox to close the Event Viewer tool palette. From Tool Space on this Prospector tab, expand Alignments, expand Miscellaneous Alignments, and then expand the Pavement Asphalt Left. The new Profile Corridor SR61 and US 98 top is displayed. Right-click on the Profile Corridor SR61 and US 98 top and select Properties. From the Profile Properties dialog box, rename the profile SR61 Edged Travelway Left. And then click Apply. The Profile Corridor SR61 surface top has been renamed and now is displayed as SR61 Edged Travelway Left in the Prospector menu. Save your file before continuing. Exercise 7.10. Create a profile view to display the alignment pavement asphalt left. From the Home tab on the Profile and Section Views panel, select Profile and then select Create Profile View command. From the Create Profile View General dialog box, set the following values. Select the alignment pavement asphalt left. For Profile View name, use the default name. For the description, leave it blank. For the Profile View style, choose FDOT 40 horizontal by 4 vertical scale 10 times with grid on from the Select pull-down list. Uncheck the box next to Show Offset Profiles by vertically stacking profile views. Click Next to continue. From the Create View panel, for Station Range, select User Specified Range. From Start, select the check arrow, click here to pick a station in the drawing button. Pick starting station near 2+00. For End, select the click here to pick a station in the drawing button referenced on the screen. Pick ending station near 2+70. Fine-tune the starting and ending stations by typing in for start station 2+00 and end 2+70. Click Next to continue. From the Create Profile View Height dialog box, use the default values and click Next. For the Profile Display options, use the default values and click Next. For data bands, use the default values as well. Click Next to continue. From the Create Profile View Profile Hatch dialog box, do nothing. Finally, click the Create Profile View command to continue. The command line then prompts you to select a profile view origin. Pick a point in the profile view area to the right away from the plan geometry. Left click to place your point. Use the zoom and pan commands to display the alignment pavement asphalt left 2+00 to 2+70 profile view. Next, from the tool space on the Prospector tab, expand alignments and then expand miscellaneous. Expand alignment pavement asphalt left and then expand profile views. The new profile view alignment pavement asphalt left 2+00 plus 2+70 is now displayed. Save your file before continuing. Exercise 7.11. Create an assembly named Driveway Left. In this exercise, you'll create an assembly named Driveway Left that you will use in creating the driveway corridor model. From the Home tab on the Create Design panel, select Assembly and then select Create Assembly command. From the Create Assembly dialog box, set the following values. For the name, call it Driveway Left. For assembly type, select Other. For assembly style, FDOT to be chosen. For code set style, make sure it says FDOT Assembly Codes. And then for assembly layer, it should say assembly_DP. These are the default settings. Click OK to continue to close the Create Assembly dialog box. The command line then prompts you to specify an assembly baseline location. Use the zoom and pan commands to pick an insertion point for the assembly in the area away from the planned geometry. We suggest placing it below the profile view. Hover over the driveway left assembly to display its tooltips. Next, save your file before continuing. Exercise 7.12. Add a sub-assemblies to the driveway left assembly. In this exercise, you will add the FDOT Type F curb subassembly to the driveway left assembly. So from the Home palette, under the Palettes panel, select Tool Palettes if you haven't already to launch the Tool Palettes option. If you need to, right-click on the Tool Palettes title bar and choose FDOT Subassemblies. This will launch the FDOT Subassemblies palette group. Next, select the Curb and Gutter FDOT tab. Select the FDOT Type F curb. In the Properties Palettes Parameters section, set the side to the left. The command line prompts you to select the marker point within the assembly. Press Enter to continue. If you need to, use the zoom and pan commands to zoom in closer to the driveway left assembly. Save your file before continuing. Exercise 7.13. Create corridor model SR61 driveway left. In this exercise, you'll create the corridor model SR61 driveway left using the driveway left assembly created in the prior exercise. From the Home tab, under the Create Design panel, select the corridor command. From the Create Corridor dialog box, set the following values. The name should be Corridor SR61 Driveway Left. The style should read FDOT for corridor style. The corridor later should be corridor_DP. For the baseline type, select Alignment and Profile. For the profile, for the alignment, choose Alignment Pavement Asphalt Left. For the profile, choose SR62 Edge Travelway Left. For the assembly, choose Driveway Left. And then click OK to continue to close the Create Corridor dialog box. From the Baselines and Regions Parameters corridor box, select Set All Frequencies. From the Frequencies to Apply Assembly dialog box, set the following values. For the horizontal baseline, along tangent set to 100. Along curves is at increments. The curve increments should read 100. Along spirals should read 100. For the vertical baselines, set it to 25. And then choose yes and yes for vertical geometry points and yes for along high and low points. For offset targets, keep the default values both at yes for offset target geometry points and adjacent to offset target start and end. Click OK to return to the Baseline and Regions Parameter dialog box. From the Baseline and Regions Parameter box, select Set All Targets button. From the Target Mapping dialog, for width and offset targets for the drop curb trigger line, select the None column. From Set Width or Offset dialog box, set Object Type to Feature Lines, Surveys, Figures, and Polylines. Next, choose the Select from Drawing button option. Use the Zoom and Pan commands to zoom to the driveway feature lines. Select the Drop Curb feature line, and then press Enter. Click OK for the Set Width and Offset Targets dialog box. And then click OK for the Target Mapping dialog box. Next, set the region start and end station. Select the start station cell for region RG driveway left. A red station jig connects your cursor to the alignment. A tooltip appears next to your cursor displaying the station at your cursor. Select a point about 5 feet before the slab 1 back feature line near station 2+09. After you selected a location, the baseline and region parameter dialog box reappears. Following the same process for the end station by selecting a point about 5 feet beyond the slab, back 1 feature line. Here we're going to choose about station 2+51. Or 2+55. Click OK to continue and close the Baselines and Region Parameter dialog box. Select the Rebuild Corridor option. The SR61 driveway left corridor model appears in the drawing editor. Frequency lines appear at the endpoints of the drop curb trigger that was assigned as a target object. From the tool space on the Prospector tab, expand Corridor, and then the Corridor SR61 driveway is displayed. Save your file before continuing. Exercise 7.14. Add the driveway slab 1 subassembly to the driveway left assembly. In this exercise, you'll add the driveway slab 1 to the assembly driveway left. From the tool space, Prospector tab, expand Assemblies, then right-click on driveway left assembly, and then select Zoom to. The driveway left is now in the center of your screen in model space. Change the tool palette to display the FDOT sub-assemblies palette group. If you already have the palette group up, then next choose FDOT, select the Urban FDOT tab. Next, select the FDOT driveway slab 1. In the Palettes Property Parameters section, set the following values. Set the side to left. Set the driveway type to G15 to match your driveway block type. The command line then prompts you to select a marker point within the assembly. Pick the attachment ring to place the subassembly at the back of curve. Press the Escape key to terminate the command. Use the zoom in pan to display the driveway left assembly. Save your file before continuing. Exercise 7.15. Assign a target to slab 1 back. In this exercise, you will assign targets to slab 1 back. So the first step is from the tool space on the Prospector tab, expand corridor. Notice that a gold shield is displayed next to the corridor. This means that the corridor SR61 driveway left needs to be rebuilt. Right-click on corridor SR61 and choose Rebuild. From the tool space on the Prospector tab, with corridors expanded, select the corridor SR61 driveway left, right-click and choose Zoom to. Select the corridor SR61 driveway left corridor model to display the grips. The corridor SR61 driveway left tab is now displayed in the ribbon. From the Modify Regions panel, select Edit Targets. Pick the region RG driveway left region. You will see a preview boundary of the region highlighted in blue before you select. From the Target Mapping dialog, use the following values. For width and offset targets, left side, back of slab 1, offset target, choose none. Next, make sure feature lines, survey figures, and polylines is chosen for object type. Then choose the Select from Drawing option. Next, select Slab 1 back feature line, and then press Enter to continue. You can see the value in having this name of the feature line displayed in the dialog box. Click OK to continue to close the Set Width and Offset Target dialog. For the slope and elevation targets, for the left side, back of slab 1, elevation target, choose none. Again, make sure feature lines, survey figures, and 3D polylines is chosen for object types, then choose the Select from Drawing. Next, select the slab 1 back trigger line for the elevation target. Press Enter to continue. Click OK to continue to close the Set Width and Object Target dialog box. Verifying targets is easier when feature line names are like the assigned target names. Click OK to continue to close the Target Mapping dialog. If you have to, on the Prospector tab, right-click and choose Rebuild if you have a yellow or a gold shield. If not, then the corridor has been automatically rebuilt. Save your file before continuing. Exercise 7.16. Display the corridor SR61 driveway left in the object viewer. The first step is to select the corridor SR61 driveway left to display the grips. Next, right-click and choose Object Viewer. Select the Southeast Isometric View from the drop-down list. Notice that the drop curb follows the trigger line and slab 1 back follows the feature line targets. Close the object viewer. Exercise 7.17. Add the driveway slab 2 subassembly to the driveway left assembly. From the tool space on the Prospector tab, expand Assemblies, select Driveway Left Assembly, right-click and then choose Zoom to. The driveway left is now at the center of your screen. Next, on the Urban FDOT tab, select the FDOT Driveway Sidewalk Crossing Slab 2. In the Property Palette's Parameter section, set the side to left. The command line then prompts you to select a marker point within the assembly. Pick the attachment ring to place the subassembly at the back of slab 1. Press the Escape key to terminate the command, and close the Properties palette. If you have to, use the Zoom and Pan command to display the driveway left and the driveway sidewalk crossing assembly. Save your file before continuing. On the Prospector tab, notice there's a gold shield next to Corridor SR61 Driveway Left. Select the corridor, right-click, and then choose Rebuild. Next, select the corridor, right-click, and then choose Zoom to. Exercise 7.18. Assign target to the slab 2 back. Select the corridor SR61 Driveway Left to display the grips. Next, select Edit Targets from the Modify Region panel. Select the region Driveway Left. From the Target Mapping dialog box, change the width or offset target value left side back for back of slab 2 offset target. Select None for object name. Verify that feature lines, survey figures, and polylines is selected and choose the Select from Drawing option. Select the slab 2 back feature line. Then press Enter to continue. Then click OK for Set Width and Offset Targets. And then press OK to continue for target mapping. Review the design that displays the curb, slab 1, and slab 2. Press Escape to deselect the corridor. Finally, save your file before continuing. Exercise 7.19. Add the driveway slab 3 subassembly to the driveway left assembly. In this exercise, you'll add the driveway slab assembly to the driveway left assembly. From the tool space on the Prospector tab, expand Assemblies, select Driveway Left, right-click, and then choose Zoom to. The driveway left is now in the center of your screen in model space. On the FDOT Urban tab, select FDOT Driveway Daylight Slab 3. In the Properties palette, set the side to left. The command line then prompts you to select the marker point within the assembly. Pick the attachment ring to place the subassembly at the back of slab 2. Then press the Escape key to terminate the command. This also closes the Properties palette. If you have to, use the Zoom and Pan command to display the entire driveway left assembly. Then save your file before continuing. Also, select the corridor on the Prospector tab, right-click and choose Rebuild. Again, select the corridor name, SR61 driveway left, right-click and choose Zoom to. Exercise 7.20. Assign targets to the slab 3 trigger target. Select the corridor SR61 driveway left corridor to display its grips. When the corridor ribbon is displayed, select the Edit Targets option in the Modify Region panel. Select the region driveway left. From the Target Mapping dialog box, for width and offset targets, for trigger slab 3 to draw, select the None option. Verify that feature lines, survey figures, and polylines is selected, and then choose the Select from Drawing option. Select the slab 2 back feature line. This also represents the slab 3 trigger line. If you have the selection option turned on, you should get two options for corridor and feature line. Choose the feature line option. Press Enter. Next, click OK to continue to close the Set Width and Offset Target dialog box. For surface targeting, for the driveway tie-down, click None. When the Pick a Surface option comes up, choose the DTM for the DTM existing surface. Click OK, and then click OK again. Next, review the design that now displays curb, slab 1, slab 2, and the slab 3 trigger. Press Escape to deselect the corridor, and then save your file. If you have to, select the corridor, right-click, and choose Rebuild. Exercise 7.21. Getting slab 3 to daylight. In this exercise, you will be working on getting slab 3 to daylight to the DTM existing surface. From the Prospector tab, on the assemblies, right-click the driveway left assembly and choose Zoom to. The driveway left assembly is now in the center of your drawing file. Select the driveway daylight 3 subassembly. Right-click and choose Properties. Under Parameters, change the driveway daylight slope from a -4% to +4%. Press Enter to accept the value you typed in the field. Then close the Properties palette dialog box. Press Escape to deselect the subassembly, and then select the corridor SR61 driveway left and then choose Rebuild. Then select the corridor SR61 driveway left and then choose Zoom to. Next, review the design of the corridor SR61 driveway left, which now displays the curb, slab 1, slab 2, and now slab 3 daylighting to the existing terrain. Save your file before continuing. Exercise 7.22. Create a corridor surface for the corridor SR61 driveway left corridor. From the tool space on the Prospector tab, expand corridors. Select the SR61 driveway left and then choose Properties. From the Corridor Properties dialog box, select the Surfaces tab. Select the Create a Corridor Surface button. Rename the corridor Corridor SR61 driveway left - top. Add data to the corridor SR61 driveway left top surface by setting the data type to links, and then for the code type, select top, and then click on the plus symbol to add the data to the surface. Then for the corridor driveway left top surface, set surface style to triangles 1 to 1 proposed blue. Then check Add as Break Lines box, and then for overhang corrections, set it to top links. From the Corridor Properties box, choose the Select Boundaries tab. Right-click on the corridor surface and choose Corridor Extents as Outer Boundary. Rename the boundary to Outer Boundary. Then click OK, and then choose Rebuild the Corridor. The new corridor SR61 driveway left top surface is now displayed. Save your file before continuing to the next exercise. Exercise 7.23. Display the corridor SR61 driveway left top surface in the object viewer. Select the corridor SR61 driveway left top surface. Right-click and choose Object Viewer. Set the view styles to shades of gray, and then select the Southeast Isometric View from the drop-down list. When finished with the Object Viewer, close the Object Viewer. Then finally save your file. After modeling the corridor, if you have extra frequency lines in your drawings and unexpected results, especially looking at it in the object viewer, some cleanup options that you may want to consider is going into the properties of the corridor, and then for frequency, changing all these options to no, except the offset target geometry points. Leave that at yes. Click OK, then click OK again, and then rebuild the corridor. This will get rid of quite a few of your frequency lines. The next thing you may want to do is clean up some of the extra surface lines that have been built. And a way to do that is go to the Surface category, Expand Surfaces, expand the corridor driveway or SR61 driveway left top surface that was built from the corridor. Go to Definitions and right-click on Edits and choose Delete Line. And then choose the extra lines that were drawn when creating the surface. And then once again select the surface, right click, and go to Object Viewer and see if you get a better defined driveway. And then save your file.